And I know it might seem tedious, it might seem like, you might tell me like, I know how to play Dragon Ball games, like, it's gonna be easy, I played Xenoverse. Trust me when I say this game is nothing like Xenoverse. It doesn't control like Xenoverse, it doesn't look like Xenoverse. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is officially out for everyone who bought the Deluxe Edition as well as the Ultimate Edition. And that means for you Standard Edition people, my bad, I said that like it was a slur or something. But for you Standard Edition folks who are not able to get the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition for whatever reason you may have, you might feel as if you'll be too far behind everyone else because they've been playing for 3 whole days, 5 whole days before you. And yes, I understand. I'd probably be feeling the same way too, I'm not gonna lie. But I've been playing the game for the last few hours since launch, and I have compiled enough data to be able to tell you guys pretty much everything you'll need to know to get started. Everything you'll need to know before going online. Everything you'll need to know to become the ultimate opponent. Now, first things first, when you load in the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, after you get past the little home screen when you're fighting Vegeta, you know, training with him as a little introduction to the game, it teaches you very basic things like how to move left and right, how to fly, you know what I'm saying, just simple stuff like that you'll figure out on your own anyway. But after you're done playing that, you're going to come to the main menu. It's going to start you off at Episode and Custom. Now, you might be tempted to go straight into Episode battles or Custom battles. And you can. Yes, you can. But you'll be missing out on crucial training that I recommend everyone doing. This game is a lot more complex than you might think. Regardless of how simple the controls are and how everything looks so simple. Yes, most of the attacks are coming from you just pressing square. Your strongest combos are going to come from you just pressing square. But it's not always going to be that simple. You're not always going to just be able to press square. Because anyone who uses these upcoming tips I'm going to tell you are going to be way ahead of you. Now, if you're looking to get better at this game, if you're looking to really be comp, I recommend everyone, no matter how skilled you are at any other game, everyone should go to battle and training first. And no, you're not going to go be battling right away. You're not going to go into a world tournament right away. No, I'm not going to tell you to go out there and practice and get you some real experience first. That comes later. The very first thing you're going to want to do is go to super training. And once you go to super training, you're going to want to go to battle training. And once you click on battle training, what you want to click on next is select training type. And this is where you officially see every little bit of training, everything this game can teach you right here. It starts at beginner with basic maneuvers, close range maneuvers, you know what I'm saying? You can read the whole list as you go through. Next we go to intermediate, we get a little bit harder, we get high speed movements, recoveries, rush chains, you know what I'm saying? And then keep going down the list. And finally we end at advanced, where we have advanced guard techniques, advanced counters, mastering sparking mode, and so on and so forth. And all you need to do for this portion is just go through all of these different battle trainings, all the different levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Just go through all of them. It can take you about an hour to do. If you go through all of them correctly, practice them each about 3 to 5 times, depending on how easy it is. Like some of them just tell you to just block or just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's depends on you kind of also. And I know it might seem tedious. It might seem like, you might tell me like, I know how to play Dragon Ball games. Like it's gonna be easy. I play Xenoverse. Trust me when I say this. This game is nothing like Xenoverse. It doesn't control like Xenoverse. It doesn't look like Xenoverse. It's not the same whatsoever. You could do so much more than you can in Xenoverse, and that's not a knock on Xenoverse. You know what I'm saying? Xenoverse is goated in its own right, just for you being able to create your own character. You know what I'm saying? But this is completely different. Now, when you click on any of these training techniques, whether that be in beginner or intermediate or advanced, they're all going to start off with the same thing. It's all going to have a prompt on your screen telling you what to do for this training session, and once you do it right, it will let you know. Now, it's completely understandable if you don't want to have to go through all these, but if you want to be elite at this game, if you want to stand out above the crowd, above the normal people that definitely will not do this, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to suck it up. Now, I will give you guys a few of these that you should 100% do no matter what, and they'll be very quick. It's not gonna be all of them, but it's gonna be a few techniques, a few training sessions you should do to at least keep you up there with everyone else that will be doing all of these. And the first one of those is going to be the counter section and beginner. It's very simple. All you gotta do is press R3 when you get hit by an attack, and you will counter just like that. Now it does use some of your focus gauge, so be wary of that. I think it uses 2 of them, so you can't just spam this infinitely, which would be dumb if you could. But this is useful and has been very useful for me as I've been playing online. If you're stuck in a combo and you need to get out and you have enough focus bars to use, press R3 and get out of that really quick. Another good one to use from beginner is in the close range maneuvers, and you want to go to throw. Now yes, throwing is simple. It's in every single game, every fighting game. Grabbing and throwing is very simple. It's all the same, right? You'd be surprised by how many people don't know how to grab and don't take advantage of it. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a fighting game. Grab as much as you want. If the other person can't break out of it, if they can't stop it, that's them. Now these next 2 things I'm gonna show you might seem extremely simple or like something that everyone should know how to do, right, on this game. No, I've seen so many people complain online about not knowing how to do these 2 things right here. Some people have even lost by not being able to do these things. The first one of those being is how to switch through your characters. Yes, if you're playing one of the battles where you have multiple people on your team, on your side, whatever you want to call it, people are not knowing how to change and switch to them whenever they want to. And it's actually so simple. All you do is hold left on the D-pad and press square. And then you can see when you hold left on the D-pad, you have all your options if you did have more than one person helping you. Now, switching out your characters is not as important as this next one I'm going to tell you guys about, but that one still can be annoying or can get you killed possibly if you're trying to do a combo or if you're trying to get something done specifically for a challenge or something and you don't know how to do it. I just told y'all. Now listen up, because now I'm finna tell y'all something really important, and this can be game changing. This can turn the tide of the entire game you're playing. This can help you win and put you over the edge that you need. And all of this is transforming. You'd be surprised by how many people don't know how to transform in this game yet. And I know the game just came out, but the amount of comments I'm seeing on YouTube videos, on Twitter, on TikTok about, I don't know how to transform, it's too hard, can somebody help me? Where do you learn how to transform at? I got you. All you need to do to transform is hold up on the D-pad and you'll see all the different transformations you have right now. Now this is, I don't know which Gohan this is. This is Gohan, and Piccolo is in this training mode for obvious reasons. I assume this is Teen Gohan because he has Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, and he has Great Saiyan Man. But it's simple. You hold up on the D-pad, press square or X for Xbox, and you transform into whatever your transformation is for that corresponding button. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is something more about movement and how to get faster around the arena when you're fighting your opponent. So this is extremely simple. Keep up. All you're going to want to do is press R2 and X at the same time so you can get a burst of speed and get to your opponent faster. This is mainly for when you knock back your opponent or something, or for whatever reason they're running away, or just whatever reason you'd be far away from your opponent and you can't just fly there fast enough. R2 and X and you'll fly over there faster. But with that comes the use of your ki, but it doesn't take too much. You should get to them by the time your ki starts depleting by too much. So yeah. Now another one that's really important is the same thing as Dragon Dash, except this one's called Z Dash, and all you're gonna want to do is press R2 and X twice. Just like that, and you'll end up directly behind your opponent from multitude of places around the arena. You don't gotta be close at all to do it, and it's a very useful move. The next thing we're gonna look at is recoveries. And all you gotta do to recover is once you get hit by your opponent, press R1. It's that simple. R1 is the block button if you didn't already know that. But once you get knocked back, all you do is press R1 and you will recover and stop in the air like that. Or you can hold it and it does the same thing. Whichever you prefer. Just remember these tips. The next important tip we're going over is impact recovery. This is for when you get hit and you're going towards the ground. You want to hold the left stick down to the ground so you land on the ground the correct way instead of getting pushed around and rolling on the ground and taking damage from it. It's just an easier way to recover. I'm gonna show it again. You get hit, and before you get to the ground, you gotta hold L1 back. And no, you can't do this as you're getting hit. It has to be after you get hit, so you have to react to it. There's also a Dragon Dash recovery, but instead of holding down before you get to the ground, you hold up, and you'll dash back to your opponent, and then you can continue your combo and whatever you want to do. And then just a universal useful one to use, in case you forget the other two tips, is forward and X or forward and A on Xbox. to get back up after you get down, after you get attacked. Now I'm going to go over some simple rush chains that you can use to get a little bit of damage in, or to start another small combo if you want to use. Make up some combos of your own, just whatever you want to do. I'm here to help y'all, okay? First one we're going to go over, we're going to go through this rapid fire too, so pay attention. The first one is square and triangle, X and Y on Xbox. It does this, it does a little punch and then a few little kicks to someone's chest. It's simple. Next one is 2 attacks from square and then 1 triangle. Extremely simple to use. You get the gist. I'm sure I got one more before y'all go to do the rest yourselves. This one is 3 attacks with square and then 1 with triangle. Does 4 hits, good amount of damage, simple stuff. Next one I'm gonna go over is lift strike. You just press square and then the L up and then triangle at the same time. So square, L up and triangle, knees them into the air, very simple stuff. If you want to, after that you can fly towards them and like to continue your combo. Just practice, see what works for you. I'm just telling y'all the basics. This is what you need. And then this one I found extremely useful online is square and then down and triangle after, and that gives you a little leg sweep. And yes, blocking up and down is a thing in this game and will help you a lot. So this one's just square and then down and triangle, and it does a little leg sweep, and yes, it goes low. Now this next attack is something very simple, very easy. It's to get you a quick little attack off, or if someone's keeping distance from you, you can do this. It's just square and X at the same time, and it does a little teleporting attack behind them and does a quick little kick. As you can see, it's simple, it's fast, and it's effective. It works most of the time, unless they teleport out of the way, which then you're clipped. And you can do that move from close range to mid range. Long range doesn't really work, even though there's a tab for it on there. When you do it, it just like dashes forward. It doesn't really dash behind them. I guess that'd be too OP if you could do it from anywhere on the arena. Now I'm not going to go through all of these, but if you go to the follow-up attack tabs, you see all these: dragon homing, dragon smash, burst smash, vanishing attack. All of these start off with the square and X move I showed you guys, but there's a little variation at the end of it to change the move and do different things. For example, this is dragon homing. It's just square and X together, and then you press X to follow up after that to chase after. Just like that. It's super simple. Practice all of those, get them all down. It'll eventually become muscle memory, and you'll be cooking up and getting easy attacks off like nothing. Now finally, in the advanced tab, there's a few things we gotta go over. The first one being high and low attack guards. All you do for high is hold block and then push the left stick up, and you get that, and it kind of stuns them if you do that. If you do the correct block in the correct direction, it stuns them for an attack you can get open. Same thing goes for a low attack. You hold block and left stick down, and they get kind of stunned, you're able to attack. Now this next one, called Guard Clash, is very useful for people that just like to be a little turtle and just hold there and hold their block the whole day. We're not going for that. All you do is hold up and square at the same time, and then it breaks their guard. Now advanced counters is where it gets interesting. This is where you really start to see the depth this game has and all the possibilities you have in combat to get, like, just watch. Now this first one is called Perception. Before an enemy attacks, you hold circle to counter it. Just like that. You hold circle, and if they attack you, you attack right back with a counter. That simple. Now this next one is going to be your best friend, I promise you. It's called High Speed Evasion. In Universe 2, you have your stamina and you can teleport, but it uses all your stamina the more you teleport, and you need 2 bars of stamina to do it. In this game, it is free. The only thing it costs is your skill. So right before an attack lands, you need to press R1, which is the block button. Right as an attack is about to hit you, you need to press it and you will teleport. It works every single time. So as long as you can time the attack, you got it. Now remember, I said you can do this off of any move, right? Watch this. This one's called Z counter. Now watch, I'm gonna get hit and I'm gonna fly back. He's gonna teleport behind me, but I'm also going to press R1 as the attack is about to land on me, and I'm going to teleport behind him and kick him instead. It works every single time. You just gotta time it right. Now a very important tip you need in this game is to know what sparking mode is. Sparking mode is the only way in this game how you can use your ultimate technique. At least only way I found. And the way you do that is you hold R2 to charge, or RT for Xbox, until this purple aura surrounds your gauge, and then you use your abilities by holding R2, and look, bro's Kamehameha. And you can see the ultimate being used right here once we have our purple gauge or once we get the sparking meter. Now the next thing I want you guys to do with this information right here is go to the advanced tab and go to mastering sparking mode. Do all of these, learn all these combos, learn everything. It will help you guys out. Next are impact actions, and this is pretty much all the clashes you have. You have speed impact, power impact, crash impact, and blast impact. Speed impact is when you do R2 and X at the same time as somebody else. And the good thing about all of these is that it's reactable. Most of these are reactable. You can see someone doing R2 X towards you and do the same thing at you if you want a clash. This is why this game is so amazing. There's just so many different possibilities and things you can do. Now this is what I think is going to be the most rare one to do, which is the power impact, because the power impact is fueled by you guys clashing with the grabs. And it's already hard enough to kind of sense when the grabs are going to come, so imagine having to do this, trying to get it on purpose. Unless you're coordinating it, it's rarely ever going to happen. Now another easy one is crash impact. All you need to do is dash into each other, which is just pressing X. As you see, we dash at the same time, buttons come up and you need to press them. I don't know exactly how all these clashes work, but just do what they say on screen. Last but not least is blast impact, and you press R2 and circle to do this. This is with your ultimates, and oh my gosh, is it amazing. For this one, Piccolo charges up and does his, or whoever you're going against charges up and it does a little screen for their ultimate, and then you also do your ultimate at the same time as them, therefore making them clash. What you do is let the meter go up, boost it, and as it's going up, you press triangle when it gets to the gray little bars, and then that determines how strong it will be. Whoever's the stronger will win, and the ultimates do so much damage. And this one is called Step In Sway. You press X to dash forward, and then you press R1 as to kind of like sidestep a move. You see now I just sidestepped his kick. That's it. It's that simple. And you don't need more than that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is everything you need in this game to become the ultimate opponent in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I will make a more detailed video later on how to fully immerse yourself in the combat of this game, but for now, this is all you need to get started day one. Every bit of information I gave in this video is vital and extremely important to your character and to how you're going to play this game in the future. I promise you. You will not get by going on this game mashing buttons. I promise you, it will not work. At least if you want to keep up with everyone else. Now, if you're just playing with your friends and all your friends just mash buttons and they don't really care on getting better and they just want to, you know, just play with their favorite characters from Dragon Ball, that's fine. But if you want to get better, even remotely, just a little bit better, just know what you're doing, just a little bit, just be barely above average, follow these steps and I got you. That's all I got today for y'all. Make sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.